It's day 3 on Great British Menu. All week, 3 chefs from the southwest, Andre Garrett, John Hooker and Paul Ainsworth, have been doing battle for the chance to cook at the ultimate street party. On Monday, there was drama over the starters. And yesterday's fish course brought out Andre's competitive streak.
Looks like we got a bit of work on, John. Top order master.
It earned him top score for the day, but the pressure got to John, who had a complete disaster and even forgot part of his dish.
If I put that jelly on, maybe I'd be a point closer.
Today is the all-important main course, and so far, Paul's top of the leaderboard.
I'm determined to keep hold of first place more than ever.
Awarding the points this week is double Michelin star holder Michael Caines.
This is the main course. This is the time for the chefs to step up and produce something absolutely spectacular.
The dishes vying to be served at the People's Banquet today: a rib of beef, Parm Anna and English peas, Great British pork head to toe, and Dexter beef with a tongue-in-cheek pie and creamed horseradish. Can Andre or John surge up the points table?
I need a very good score to keep me up there. 1 for my own confidence and 2 to keep me in the game.
I've really got to cook some good food today, push those boys out of the way and get to that judges' chamber.
All the chefs in this year's competition have been exploring their local communities, meeting inspiring people who already bring us together through food.
Food was definitely what gathered people around the table and started conversation. Yeah.
They've been road testing their dishes to see if they'll go down well at our lavish street party. But standing between them and the People's Banquet is Great British Menu veteran Michael Caines, whose restaurant was recently voted the best in Britain.
Got a massive expectation from these 3 chefs. I don't want to send anything through that's not good enough to represent the Southwest, and I really expect these guys to up the ante.
First in today is classically trained Michelin star holder Andre Garrett. 2 courses in, he's in 2nd place, and he's got a clear aim for the next 2 heats.
I will be very happy if my scores are just nice and consistent and high, and I'm just in there to get myself through to the final.
Come on, Andre.
Hello again, chef.
Main course now. Tell me, what dish are you going to be doing?
I've got a rib of beef. I'm doing that with a classical Parm Anna potato. I've got black truffle, and I'm doing a take on a petit pois à la française. I'm doing it with a parsley and a bone marrow custard.
I'm thinking about that brief then of dishes that can be shared. How are you going to take that challenge on with this main course?
I want a celebration in a way. I want to use some black truffle. I want these people that we're cooking for at the end to enjoy themselves, give them a bit of luxury.
Well, it's going to be a tough day today. Main course is always going to be a difficult one, and I'm expecting great things from you again today.
Andre is drawing on his knowledge of classic French cuisine for his dish, which he sees being carved at the table family style. But is he playing it too safe?
But is this beef dish too simple? Will it deliver that wow factor that I'm expecting for the main course?
Second in line is Paul Ainsworth. He's been in the lead since day 1, but he's finding it tough at the top.
The boys are pushing real hard, so I just hope that I can maintain that position, and I just hope that I can finish first place.
Hey Paul.
Hi, how are you, Michael?
Good, thanks. Feeling confident then after the last 2 courses?
Yeah, definitely, and especially with this course, I'm really got high expectations for this one.
So what are you cooking for us?
Just simply going to cook Great British pork head to toe. So I'm going to kind of I'm sort of going the cheeks and the ears and that, so like really beautiful free-range pork. Here I've done the belly. I've got the fillet, which I'm going to cook on the bone, because I just think it gives a lovely flavour. And then I'm going to put it all together so it kind of looks like the pig. And then I've got some, I'm going to make a sausage roll.
Sounds like you've really embraced the sharing, but you know, there's a lot to do in this box. Are you going to be okay for timing? Yeah,
I think I'm going to be okay for timing. And one of the, not only I think it's a great flavour way, but the pressure cooker really sort of cuts down the time for me and allows me to showcase these ingredients.
Paul's piggy platter features 4 different cuts of pork, but for the 3rd day running, it's a complicated dish. If he's bitten off more than he can chew, it could cost him dearly.
All those elements coming together, I'm going to be expecting them to be done with absolute perfection, and I'm going to be marking him accordingly.
Last up, it's John Hooker. So far, he's failed to prove he can adapt his restaurant style to suit the banquet, leaving him 3 points behind Andre in last place. But he's not beaten yet.
It's only 3 points. I'm not climbing Everest, and I can do it with these next 2 courses in the next couple of days.
John. Training a little bit. It's a bit of pressure for you.
Head down and push on today.
Main course, what an opportunity for you. What are you going to be cooking?
It's Dexter beef from the West Country with a tongue-in-cheek pie.
So what's the inspiration behind this dish?
It's my grandmother, really, about the old pot roast brisket she used to do.
So got a little bit of horseradish with that.
Classic flavours again, so I've got some creamed horseradish to go with it.
Asparagus.
Some baby leeks, some seasonal vegetables. Today, it's all about sharing. It's on a big platter.
So you've made that a real focus.
Yeah,
then.
A huge focus today. So this is the one for me today. It's the main event and I've got to nail it.
John's sure that this time his dish of local Devon beef is on the money. He's even using a favourite family recipe. But it's going to take a lot to convince Michael.
What John needs to do on this course is to embrace that celebration, the sharing concept. The other two have done it very, very well. John seems to be stuck in his restaurant mode. Let's hope he can come to banqueting mode.
With just 5 points separating the top and bottom scores, all 3 chefs know that their performance in this course could swing the competition, and they're watching each other closely.
I think Andre sort of, found his stride after his fish course. I think that's given him a massive confidence boost.
I would love to overtake Paul, but I know he's a damn good chef.
I'm chasing both the guys now, so they can't rest on their laurels just because they've scored really well.
Although Andre and John are both getting stuck into their beef dishes, they're taking a keen interest in leader Paul's pork.
I think this was probably one of my easiest ones to come up with, to be honest. Probably one of my favourite things to cook with is pork. I love that whole nose to tail sort of thing. So
using everything then, Paul. How many different meat components you got going on?
I've got the ears, I've got the belly, I've got the cheek, I've got fillet on the bone.
Well, are you pressure cooking it all then? Or
yeah.
Paul's shown he's not afraid to be unconventional all week, and he's managed to surprise his rivals again with his choice of cooking method.
Very old-fashioned way of cooking. My mother used to cook like that all the time. Put something on, go to work, come back, it was still ticking away.
I don't use pressure cooker myself, but let's wait and see how it comes up to the pass.
In the starter, both John and Andre cooked pork, and John came out on top. Now it's the battle of the beef, but who's picked the best cut?
John, that beef looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's aged on the bone, 28 days hung.
Nice.
Dexter, it's smaller, it gets those more marblin and flavour into it. I love this breed, I love it. So what cut have you gone for?
Yeah, I'm going for something a little bit different. I'm going for what my butcher calls the deco, which is the flank of the ribeye. There's a lot of flavour running through that. I want to showcase something that's quite special.
I think today is going to be very competitive. I think we're all very strong on our meat course. I think it's probably the strongest course all round. But yes, there's going to be a good competition today, definitely.
It's the main event, and I'm so happy with my course. But yeah, you can feel it in the air. It's full on today, but it means a lot to everyone, and that's why we're here. We're here to compete. We're here to cook good food and do the South West proud.
Classically trained Andre's stuffing his beef with luxurious black truffles and cured Italian pork fat in a bid to lift his dish out of the ordinary. But Michael's yet to be convinced.
Andre's chosen to use black truffle, which is a prime ingredient. It'd be interesting to see how the flavours come through and whether or not that really adds the value to the dish that he's expecting it to.
Rival Paul's trademark so far has been quirky, humorous touches, and his little twist today is a sausage roll in the shape of a trotter, filled with black pudding.
So Paul, do you think black pudding is something that everybody likes?
But I think especially this black pudding I'm using.
Yeah.
See, like it's beautiful. It's pinhead oatmeal and it's got a really nice sausagey sort of taste in that. And with it being in a sausage roll, it's kind of like everybody loves sausage rolls, don't they?
Paul's dish carries a little bit of risk. He's using the ears, he's using the black pudding, which are perhaps things that those people may not have tasted before or be used to, and I think that's going to be a challenge.
Across the kitchen, John's been quietly grating the horseradish to go with his beef dish. He's acutely aware that he needs to deliver a knockout platter today and claw back some points. and the strain is starting to show.
Okay, John, where are you up to?
Got my emulsion on for my mash. The cheeks and the tongue's all in braising, so this is just cream butter, and I'm just finishing it with the dripping.
Seem a little subdued today and feeling a little bit of the pressure?
I've concentrated on my food today.
Really focused.
Yeah, and then up to the pasta with a great dish today.
I want to see John get his spirit back. I want to see that bubbly John, and I want to see that come through in the dishes he's presenting. Embrace that banquet and that sharing concept, and really deliver a fantastic tasting dish.
Obviously, there's a lot of resting on me to do well in this course today. Inspired by my grandmother with her pot roast beef. I'm taking it to a different level, but again, I don't want to let them down today or myself down, so I've got to cook like a madman.
Like all the chefs, John's been looking for ideas for his menu in his local neighbourhood. Back home in Tavistock in Devon, he invited his mum round to raid the family recipe archive.
Hi, Mum.
John's gran, who recently passed away, used to make a fantastic beef pot roast, and he wants to use the recipe.
I know Gran never used to use garlic or thyme or anything, but that's me being Chefy John, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that was the time. You know, back then you didn't use garlic.
Was it a big deal for Gran when you used to cook for all of us? 10 grandchildren, everybody?
Well, she'd love it, because at the end result was having all the family together and seeing everybody and enjoying a meal and sharing everything.
After a few hours at 150 degrees, it's time for a taste.
So do you reckon I'd do Nan proud with this dish, Mum?
Nan would be very proud of you. That tastes gorgeous.
But John wants feedback from outside the family circle, so he's off to meet a group in Tavistock who are compiling a book of local recipes.
I think it's great what the community's doing to treasure these old recipes, people's memories, people's passion.
Every recipe in the book will have a story attached to it, and John would like his gran to be commemorated in this way. He's brought his version of her pot roast to a tasting session for possible entries.
This is your pie. Beautiful pastry, Wendy.
The local recipe book is being compiled by two ladies called Wendy and Sue.
Love to contribute a recipe to it, definitely, yeah.
It's not the typical cookery book. It talks about how people came by their recipes and why it's special to them.
John's gran's pot roast fits the bill perfectly, but what do the tasters make of it?
Right, so everyone ready to get stuck into more dish then?
Yeah.
That is so nice.
I think John's dish was absolutely amazing. It tasted beautiful.
What do you intend to serve it with?
I don't know yet. I've just literally done it in its basic raw form, and then I'm just going to develop it and use it as a part of my dish.
And the meat was, they say down here, as tender as a woman's heart.
It's a hit with the group, and moved by Wendy and Sue's hard work, John has a proposition for them.
If I get to the banquet, I'm allowed to invite people as well, and Wendy and Sue, I'd love to invite you too, just for your dedication and enthusiasm for organising this whole cookbook.
That would be wonderful. I'm absolutely thrilled that we'd be invited if he gets through, which I hope he does. I mean, if he takes our beef from Devon, I think he's got a chance.
Well, what a great experience that was, meeting those guys, everything they're doing for Tavistock community. Me as a Tavistock boy, I'm so proud to be a part of that. I feel like I've really done my gran's dish justice today, so you need to elevate it now, take it to the next level and get it on that banquet.
3 top chefs from the southwest are fighting to make the ultimate main course, one that the guests at the People's Banquet will want to share and enjoy. Michelin-starred Andre's hoping to push into first place with a rib of beef, pomme Anna and English peas. Newcomer Paul's defending his lead with a full-on platter of pork, including a witty take on trotters. And Devon boy John's hoping that Dexter beef, with a tongue-and-cheek pie based on his gran's recipe, will get him back in the running. They're all desperate to impress Michael Keynes, who won't be satisfied with anything but the best.
I've got a massive expectation from these 3 chefs. I expect them to push each other every step of the way.